namaste, good afternoon, and a warm welcome on a Wednesday where we share book review. We are here on the platform of Parent Station and excited to share a new book review every week. To continue with my last session of book review, where we had some information about what kind of books should be given at the very first stage. If we recap from last session, then in few points we can say the books which we choose for our children when they are very small, say for example, when they start to sit, that time the book should be hardbound book. That is the very first requirement. Second, the book should be colorful. Third is words does not matter here. At this point of time, we are trying to instill the love for book in the children. Here we are not emphasizing on reading. The book should be such where they can have the real feel of the book. Like I gave examples of touch and feel books. Those are the books, a few books which you should select first. Then we came on interactive books where there was a mirror in the book and they had to show their eyes. They look in the mirror and they see that these are their eyes. On the other page of the book, they have some animal or some cartoon character or any human in a picture, which is showing the importance of eyes, such books. So these are mainly to attract children, and they can relate that books are fun. Okay, so this was the recap of last session. Now today we will see after those two stages. First one was hardbound books, interactive books. Now we will go for the third stage. At this stage, we can bifurcate in two parts. One is the selection of those books which parents can read to their children. And the other is one step further in giving the books in kids' hand to explore. We will see both the sections. Let me ask you, whatever, if we have a child in the family and our tongue is our mother tongue is Gujarati, the child will start speaking that language. No matter we have not made any extra effort to teach that language, right? For example, the child will always call mother as a she, right? Mummy Avya, okay, Mummy Avi, Didi Avi, and always the male member of the family as Bhai Avyo, Papa Avya. So have you ever thought about this? કે આપણે કોઈ દિવસ એ ચાઇલ્ડને ગ્રામર તો શીખવાડ્યું નથી, આપણે એને જેન્ડર માટે કયો વર્ડ યુઝ કરાય તો શીખવાડ્યું નથી. તેમ છતાં એ કરેક્ટ ગ્રામરનો યુઝ મધર ટંગમાં કેમ કરે છે? The answer to this is the child has listened what their people in child surrounding are speaking. They have observed, they have heard that, and now they will apply that. So you must be thinking this is a book review and why am I saying about what we are speaking and the child will pick up grammar and things. How they are related? Let me show you the relation. If you as a parent or any adult member in the family are constantly on your devices, constantly on screen, constantly using your mobile, what is the child observing? The child is going to see that this is no harm, even I can do that, and that is what they will learn from you. So now comes the important part is that if you want your child to love reading books, to love exploring books, the first thing that you need to make the change is you sit with a book in front of them. not necessarily the book related to child or related to your liking or your hobby as reading. No, if any book, you can also have the book for children in your hand. You can have a book for your which is of your liking in your hand. The main thing is the child must observe that you are having a book in your hand and you are enjoying those moments. Believe me, this will create wonders. And try for a week. The child will definitely. I have observed that a child whose parents are CA is very likely to hold a pen and scribble on the paper. Keep turning the pages and scribble on the paper. Why? Because the child has seen his or her parents always doing that. So they observe us and then the same thing they apply. This is the one in thing. Let's now go to the next set of books. We talked about the books which they could use with the five senses last time. Now, we can give them, there are a few books which are available in which they have to do something interaction. They have to do, last time it was just about doing interaction with seeing the eyesight, making the use of eyesight. This time, I'm going to share a few books where they will have to use their eye-hand coordination, if I'd say. Let me take the first book here. This says, Fill in the Missing Cherries. And the name of the book is The Cheerios. Look, one car has no wheels. Now, first, when you take this book to your child, you will not read anything, not doing anything. You will just ask your child to see what are these pictures about, right? And the child will say these are cars. Now, this is the stage I'm talking when the child has started speaking a few words. So the child we will say these are cars. Okay. Then we can say these are wheels of the cars. Yes. Oh, this one car has no wheels. The wheels are missing. Here we have in our house, say for example, bindis or buttons or some circular things which are similar to these. We can use and we can keep it as our toy ready. And then we can ask, can you fix the wheels for these cars? The child will be very excited to use this. And they will put wheels on this empty spaces here. Similarly, on each page, they will have different. Now they have, can you put cherries in the empty purple circles? So here they are again learning about colors. They're learning about filled and empty, but with their activities. When they have to do this, it will be so much fun for them. Right? So these are called interactive books in which they have to do some interaction. See, if we go through all the pages, here again they have to put the buttons or bindi. This person does not have buttons here. They can put it over there. Checkboard. Can you put cherries on the red square? Again, like we had for the purple, now we have for the red ones. This is so colorful. The words we can read for them, but the putting those Cheerios on the empty space, they can do, and that will be fun for them. Similarly, I have one more example wherein now they are using those fine muscles that we talk about, the fine motor activities. Yeah, right? So they have the exercise for their hands in which they have to use the smaller muscles of their body and they can do something. Say, for example, this is a book here. It says, this is the cloths book. So we can relate it, this type of books, with children because they wear their clothes regularly. And these are the few things which they see in their clothes also. Say, for example, zip. So why do I call this interactive book? Because here the child can have the experience of unzipping and zipping. So they are again using their fine motor muscles. Same way, they have a Velcro here. They're fixing these umbrella on their back. Similarly, they have this buckle which they have on their school bags, sometimes on their belt. They can use this. We also, so these are called interactive books. In this, we can also have books where they have to write something with chalk sticks. In each page, they will have a blackboard type of a thing in which they write with a chalk on the board. And this is very easily, we can clean it with a cloth. Then we have a few books like this. This is called a magnet fun, where reading part we have to do. What is the fun part of it? The child can remove these magnets, and this is a magnetic book. They can stick it and see on what piece, and then you can even create a story with the child. You can describe the picture here, and again removing the magnets and taking it on the next page. We will have here, if you read through the sentences, you will come to know where you have to stick these magnets. But initially, when you are giving, you will have to read the book with the child. There are also a few books, or you can even DIY this kind of books. Make a picture of a shoes, just a shoe sole, then put holes on it, right? And take a shoelace. You can make holes with a punching machine that we file our papers with. Give a lace to that child, and now you can have let the child lace through that page. Here again, they're using their fine motor muscles here. So not only if you want to create a book, this is just I have given example of one. You can have a picture of shoe sole, but you can have a doll who is having a nice frock, where at the back you have to tie with the lace. Wherever you use lace, you can draw that picture, punch it with the punching machine, and you can give it to the child. So this way, they will enjoy doing this activity. Now here, let us also take the area what books the parents have to read to the child. At this stage, the parents can tell them stories with book or without books also. But I would prefer with books. You can set a timetable for yourself. One day you tell a story without a book, and the other day with a book. Because here we are talking about instilling that love for book in your children. So what kind of books parents can read to them? If there is any festival coming around, we have say for example Janmashtami has just completed, and we are on the corner of welcoming Lord Ganesha. So we had Janmashtami time, we can read the books of Krishna Janma, then when Krishna was a child, what all he did, those kind of stories we can read with the child. We can Ganesha stories, we also know we have books. So one is festivals. You can categorize these in festivals. The second type of books that we can read with a child is those books which add some moral and values in their life. Now you will ask that every book has a moral, like પંચતંત્રની બુક હોય કે હિતોપદેશની હોય કે કોઈ પણ બુક હોય હંમેશા બોધની સાથે આવે, રાઈટ? પણ એ બોધની પહેલા પણ ઘણી વખત we have observed the child is not exactly aware of કેવી રીતે બિહેવ કરવાનું. ઘરમાં જ્યારે પેરેન્ટ્સની અરાઉન્ડ હોય છે, ફેમિલી હોય છે, સિબ્લિંગ્સ હોય છે, તો પેરેન્ટ્સની અરાઉન્ડ જ્યારે હોય છે so they automatically maybe they behave properly. But sometimes we as a parents have faced that children have fights with their siblings, or they are unable to accept if there are twins in the family, or if there are cousins in the family who are of almost same age. Then we need to teach them to take turns, to share things, to ask say for example please, excuse me, all those kind of words. There is a very nice set of books in the market Here I would relate three. One is Bubbles, the other is Nini, and third is Pepper. These books, through these books, you can teach values to your kids. I have one example here. It says, Pepper learns to take turns. So this is when they go to the park or in the family. Sometimes, see, can you see this picture? On this page, it is full of colors. There are only three words, right? But from the picture, you can clearly make out what is happening. Forget about reading here. You discuss this picture with your child. Okay, we have now. How will you do that? Okay. Oh my God, this hippo has fallen down from the swing. Why do you think the hippo fell down? So this is how you can make interactive talking session with your child. And then at a point of time, you will be surprised to see that the child understands so much just by observing this picture, and they will tell you what they see and what they observe in the book. And similarly, when you come at the, so now they say, now it's my turn, give me swing, Pepper. Right? So again, after reading this, you can discuss with your child, what do you mean by turns? What happens when there are so many people around and you want to swing? What will you do? And you have been swinging for such a long time, and if someone else comes and asks that person wants to have the swing, what will you do? So this is how you can take this book to the child and teach values to them. So by the end of this story, they learn to take turns. So again, they're playing all together. So I have not gone through all the pages, but these are really nice books in which they teach that paper have how to avoid this, or how to come up with a solution to all such problems. We feel these are very small problems, but for child like So this is the very first step where they learn about all these small problems of their life, and they will come up with a solution also. If you have gone through these books with them, let me read the titles that they have. Pepper strays away means sometimes you have gone out with your child and maybe in the supermarket or somewhere, and the child has left your hand. So what will happen then if the mother is separated or the parent is separated? Then Pepper throws a tantrum. What will happen when the child throws a tantrum? Then Pepper wants to buy too many toys. Pepper brushes his teeth. Then Pepper eats too much cake. Pepper learns to take turns, that we have seen. Pepper at the table learns to take the blame. Pepper and the new baby. Pepper watches too much TV. So these are the titles in this book through which you can uh, teach them how they can bring solution to their small problems. Similarly, we have Nini. Nini Wants a Pencil is the title of this book. Nini at the sports day, Nini's playtime with friends, Nini learns to forgive, Nini at the birthday party, Nini in trouble, Nini goes for a picnic, Nini guests at home. Sometimes even the child is to be taught how to behave when guests are at home. So these are the perfect books for those. I will not go deep in all Sorry, we have some technical glitches today. So that was about value adding books to the child. Next one is what we can do with the child is discussing pictures. Like I told in the Nini book, how we can discuss the picture and ask them questions. They will give us answers, and we will be really, really surprised from what they have observed, to hear what they have observed. We can't even think that much. Your children will be able to answer. Now, this is one more book. You will be surprised in this book. It says busy ants. See, this is the whole page of the book. Can you see? Yeah. There is not a single word on this book. So these are the books where you can discuss pictures with your child. What will happen discussing this type of books is vocabulary that will be built. Observation skills will be built. Communication skills will be built when you are doing interaction with your child. Let us take last one section of books, and then the further we will carry on in the next week. Now we will come up to the books which have, say for example, alphabets, numbers, colors, and shapes. We want to teach something like this to them. Again, we would prefer hardbound books with colorful pictures on them. In this type, we would prefer only one picture and one word on one page. This is to avoid confusion. When the child is seeing so many pictures on one page, say for example, A, B, C, everything is given on one page, we will say for apple, the child is unable to recognize, what are we talking about? Is this the apple or is this the apple? So it would be preferable you go one by one page, one picture, one word on one page. Those type of books are alphabet books. Similarly, we have shape. This is the book, my first book of shapes. See, in this book nicely they have given, if square is this shape, and what all we can see square. You can see a square window, you can see a square center table. So like that way you can relate to whatever you are seeing. Right? So again, one word, one picture on one page. Now we come to the books wherein again one more with the alphabets, but we have, this is again the alphabet book, but in this one we have two words written. We have two words written. If they are starting with A, then both the words are starting with A. Right? So we can relate that these are A's. So in alphabets, we will consider this as the next step. That's all for today, and we will continue with some more interesting books to be given to your kids at appropriate age. It was fun describing all type of books. Thank you, Harsha ma'am. Thank you, Small Wonder. Thank you, Parent Station, for giving such a good platform where parents can learn what are the correct type of books and at what age they should be provided to children. Thank you and have a nice day.